does that mean? Why do y'all keep saying, and why are y'all obsessed with 30?
Music.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Woo-woo. So today I'm about to play on my face. I really want to try to get into makeup a little bit more. Like I mentioned before, my routine has been pretty much the same since I started doing makeup years ago, and I want to start doing a more full glam look. I usually always go for natural looks just because I feel like certain people don't look right with too much makeup. So I know it works for me, so I still want to do what works for me, but I want to just add a little razzle dazzle to it. I wanted to try a cute like winter holiday look, and that involves white eyeshadow. I went to Five Below. I'm not about to spend a whole bunch of my own makeup that I don't even know how to do. So I went to Five Below and I got this cute little palette because it has white on it. It says highlight, which kind of threw me off. I'm like, so is it going to be pigmented enough? I don't know, but I also came across this little eyeshadow stick as well. So both of these are from Five Below. Not doing too much until I figure out what I'm doing. Also wanted to just chit chat with you all and kind of reflect on 2025, this past year, and how it's been for me, and just what I look forward to next year in 2026. So I've already cleaned and moisturized my face, so we're starting with a clean base. They say the e.l.f. Grip Primer is the best and affordable primer, so I'm starting with this. As you can see, I've been using it because it's almost gone. So let's start with our primer. Let's talk about this year. Boy, oh boy. 2025. Oh wait, first let me make a disclaimer. I am not a makeup artist. I am not a makeup connoisseur. I am a girl who is just trying to improve her makeup as she goes, okay? So if you see something that I do that you don't judge me for it. If you see something that I could do better, let me know in the comments and help me improve my makeup. Thank you very much. Yeah, this year, 2025, has been a humbling experience to say the least. In one of my previous videos, I kind of broke down why this year was so hard for me. But this time, I really just want to reflect on the good things. Because, of course, it was a tough year for me. But I learned a lot throughout this experience. And that's why I always love to say everything happens for a reason. Because anytime something good or bad happens, I try to figure out what was the meaning behind it. Like, what was the reason? And I feel like there was definitely a reason why I went through the year that I went through. First, I want to start by reflecting on after I quit my job. So I quit my job last year, the end of last year, and I was able to live off my savings for a little minute until, you know, things start to run a little dry. Now, as someone who hadn't had to really be in the job market, I really didn't know what to expect. I have been working the same type of job for years, and I got those jobs through people I knew and connections. So I didn't have to interview. I didn't have to do anything. I was just able to get my foot in the door just by building those relationships and knowing people. Jumping into a job market I had never been in, I had no idea what to expect. But I knew I just wanted to get out of that environment, and I wanted to really start experiencing the life that I wanted to experience. And I felt like that would involve me getting out of nightlife, which is what I was doing, and just trying to get a regular 9-to-5 job. But to be completely honest, I never seen myself working a 9-to-5 job. So just the thought of that was also intimidating. But I was like, okay, I have to pick and choose my battles. Like, do you want to stay here, or do you want to try something else and start creating that life for yourself? So I'm about to go in with my Morphe eyebrow pencil. Morphe eyebrow pencil is that girl. I've been using this eyebrow pencil for years. I used to use Benefit, but I realized how insane it was to be paying $24 for an eyebrow pencil. So I started using Morphe because it gave me the same results. The only thing I don't like is these used to be $8. They're now $11. I'm so sick of it. But it's still a good bang for your buck. I'm not paying $24 for a pencil that's probably gonna last me a few weeks, because if anything, I'm gonna do my brows. But this year I actually got my brows micro bladed. What's it called? When the tattoo brows, I got those because my brows naturally do not look like this. And this has helped me tremendously. Like I literally can wake up and look like I got a brow. I'm able to use my pencil a lot more because I'm not using as much product to fill in my brow as I was before. It's still a good bang for your buck. So when I decided to quit my job, that came with a lot of discomfort on my end. Meaning, I was going into a job market. I had no idea what to expect because like I said, I never had to interview. I hadn't really fixed a resume since fresh out of college because I didn't need a resume. Just having to go through that whole process of doing my resume and applying to these jobs. Baby, I promise you, within the span of this past year, I have, and I'm not exaggerating, I promise I'm not exaggerating, I have applied to at least 250 jobs. And I promise I'm not exaggerating. One company specifically, I applied to at least, I think it was like 70 jobs, because like they keep track of your job applications and then they have like the active and inactive. All the inactives, I had 70 applications with the same company. Just, it was different locations, but it was the same company. So the amount of times I applied to these job positions and I was getting nothing. I had interviews very far and few in between, but it wasn't, the number of interviews didn't match the number of job applications that I applied for. So that definitely taught me how to apply to jobs again, interview for jobs, and just that whole process. But I honestly didn't expect it to go on for that long. And I'm currently still going through it because I still don't have a job. Just imagine the regret I kind of have quitting my job and the financial stability that I'm used to. And that is where I felt like I really started to put my true test in patience and faith, because I'm like, there's no way I just gave up my financial stability for the sake of trying to better my life and get out of environments that no longer align with me. So I started to regret it in a sense. But then after having conversations with like my mom and some of my friends, it really helped wheel me back in from the doubt that I was experiencing with making that decision. Look at them brows. I just did a light filling and they're giving tea. So next we need to carve our brows. I like to carve my brows with Fawn, LA Pro Concealer, and Old Faithful. Now since I don't do eyeshadow, are you supposed to do eyeshadow before or after you do your foundation? I feel like it makes sense to do it before, just in case you mess up, you're not messing up your whole face. But I think I want to do my face first and do the eyeshadow after. I'm not gonna do too much, okay? I'm not about to draw snowflakes on my face. I'm just about to add a little eyeshadow, white eyeshadow, and just give a little pop to the look. All right, that's how I carve out my brows. So looking back at this whole process, I feel like it's definitely made me a lot stronger. It helped me improve my interviewing skills. It's helped me advocate for myself and truly figure out like, what am I good at? What makes me a good employee, or what makes me, you know, those things I hadn't had to think about before. I definitely appreciate the process of being in this job market. But I question if the reason why I haven't had a job, is it because of the job market, or is it because God is telling me you are not meant for a traditional job. You are meant for the things that you have always wanted to do, which is entrepreneurship, whether that's being a brand owner, whether that's being a real estate agent, whether that's being a successful content creator, all of the above, or what. But I don't know. It's something about it just doesn't sit right with me. Next, we're about to do our foundation. If you watched my other videos, which you should have, go back and watch it. I did a little Walmart run where I went to get some new foundation, concealer, bronzer, all the things. And I got this Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation, and I've been wearing it. I did my makeup maybe twice with it, and I absolutely love it because I'm used to wearing my NARS, but this is comparable. In my opinion, like I said, I'm not a makeup girly, so I don't know the ingredients and all of that, but it does the job for me, and it's only $10, I think. This is $50. So in this economy, we're going with the $10. I still love NARS though. I'm always gonna keep NARS by my side, but I do like this Maybelline foundation. Usually I'll put it on the back of my hand, but I have on white and I'm not even about to play like that. So I'm just gonna put it on this little, this is the top for my blush. I like to spray my brush with some setting spray, the Milani setting spray. A good bang for your buck. It's only $10, $11, something like that. I'm gonna try to build this foundation a little bit. I typically do a light layer, but I am gonna try to do a little more coverage on here. Look at that. Yes. Okay, so back to my story. So with having that self-doubt, a lot of times me thinking, oh, you're 30, you're supposed to have it all figured out. I'm always thinking about the videos I come across where they say how a lot of these big franchises and owners and things like that, they didn't start those things until their 30s, 40s, and sometimes 50s. Like, so we need to stop putting this timeline on ourselves thinking we're way behind. We are on our own timeline. We need to stop creating these timelines. Like, one thing that pisses me off the most is when I am looking at a TikTok video, and most of the time it's a streamer or somebody, and the comments say, yeah, they're 30 by the way. What does that mean? Why do y'all keep saying it? And why are y'all obsessed with 30? She's 30 by the way. What does that mean? Anyways, but a lot of successful people didn't become successful in their 20s or in their teens or as kids. Like, yes, there are successful people who have been around since they were younger and made those things come true, but I feel like a lot more people become more successful the older they get because they have more wisdom, they have more experience, they're able to actually grasp the concept of whatever they're trying to do. Sometimes I just have to remind myself, like, girl, I'm a fresh 30. I just turned 30 this year. So I just be having to remind myself, like, girl, you are okay. Like, I understand I've always envisioned my life to go another way, but we are only on God's timing, so I have to truly believe that and just keep putting in the work on our end, and things will pan out the way they're supposed to, or the way God wants them to. Like, I can want to be the most successful brand owner, but if that's not in God's plans, then it's not going to happen for me. So the only thing that I can do is keep putting in that work to see if that's meant for me. I also seen a video, this man was saying how even if we were to choose the wrong path, God is still going to redirect us to the correct path. So I always would overthink everything, like, okay, well, what if I make the wrong decision? Like, that's gonna stray me off the path that I'm supposed to be on. But it's like, no, like, God's gonna always make sure he redirects you onto the path that you're meant to take. And sometimes the devil can be disguised as God. So you just really have to build that connection with him and continue to pour into your relationship with him, so you can know when it's from God, or you can know when it's God's voice that you should be listening to, and you know, you're not getting it confused. All right, that's my base. It's giving skin, very flawless. I still can't believe I found this shade match on the first try. I literally picked this up in the store and was like, this looks like my complexion. And indeed it was. Period. Next, it's this dude on TikTok. I don't know where he lives. He has an accent, and he always is sitting behind the girl and is asking her, like, what is the next step in her makeup routine. Every time I'm doing my makeup now, I think about him and I have his voice in my head. It's foundation, and then what? Don't say blush and don't say concealer. It's bronzer or contour. This is the bronzer that I picked up from Walmart the other day. Very tea, very tea. I love it a lot, okay? This is the next step in our routine. We're about to bronze. This year also taught me I genuinely have to believe in myself. Like, I've always had the confidence that I could do anything, I could achieve everything, but when things are not going your way, that slowly starts to eat at your confidence, and I was starting to lose confidence. I understand, like, when you're looking at somebody and they can look confident, but people are always dealing with things internally, and internally I was battling with my confidence. Not necessarily thinking like I'm not good enough or none of those things, but I've always wanted to be in front of a camera. I've always wanted to talk. I've always wanted to do all these things, but I feel like I have a hard time articulating what I actually want to say. When I'm thinking these things, they sound good in my head, but when I'm trying to articulate them or have a conversation with somebody and I can't get out what I'm trying to say, or my thoughts are unorganized all over the place, or I can't think of the right word to say, it drives me insane. I finally just said, it. You only can get better at something you're doing. That's why I'm forcing myself to do these things, because I say I want to do it, but I'm not practicing. And I feel like the more you practice, the more natural it becomes, the more easy it becomes. That's why I'm forcing myself to talk to this camera like this. It might be sound like I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about a bunch of nothing. But guess what? I'm talking. And I'm exercising my voice, I'm exercising my brain to articulate my thoughts, to organize my thoughts. So I'm gonna keep talking to the camera. And when I look back at these videos a couple years from now, I'm gonna be like, dang girl, like you really improved. I'd be like, yeah, I know. Like you just had to do it, so I'm doing it. Let's do this bronzer now. I don't know if this bronzer placement is correct. Don't beat me up. I know they said it's not supposed to be down that low, but I don't know if it's supposed to be up this high, because I think that's where the blush goes. But we're gonna make it work. Don't forget the forehead. Don't forget the jawline. And the bridge. Is that the bridge? I don't know. Some part of our nose. That look right, right? Now, as far as brushes, I really just be grabbing whatever brush look like it's supposed to be doing whatever I'm doing at the time. Now, this is an e.l.f. This is a primer brush, but I be using this for my bronzer, which is probably not the best. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. powder blurring brush, so I can have a little bit more control with my bronzer. And I do want a nice bronze look, so I'm probably gonna build on this bronzer a little bit. This nose, I think I would look crazy on the nose. I don't even know I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm just doing stuff. How does that look? We're gonna trust the process. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. What I say, trust the process. Let's snatch that jaw. Next is blush, right? I think next is blush. I'm trying to have the man's voice in the back of my head. Next is blush. I'm gonna use e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. You see it's ran through because I don't play about my blush. I get blushy around here. I usually do a few dots, tap, 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 and then I blend it out with this brush. I have literally, this is the Real Techniques 402 or 407. I don't know, it's a little smudged off, but I have a lot of these brushes and I use them for a lot of different reasons, but mainly to blend out my blush and to blend out my concealer, or to brush away my powder under my eyes. Just like to tap in a circle motion. And lift it up a bit, because I do like the placement of the blush when it's a little higher. I feel like it gives a more snatched look. And then when I apply that concealer on top of it, it's just gonna have a nice smooth gradient effect. So, oh! Child, my light just died on me. That same light that died on me when I was baking my cakes. But I gotta back up. And it's better. Now I also like to take my foundation brush and blend over the blush and the concealer, the blush and the bronzer, just so it can blend a little better. Blends into the skin a lot better, especially on top of that foundation. Next, we are about to conceal. I picked up this Maybelline concealer as well. Maybelline Fit Me. And this is in the shade 15, Light Clear. This is very, very bright. I'm gonna go over it with my NARS concealer first, because it is a shade or two under that, and I'll use that to brighten up my under eye. This is empty. It's empty. Child. I don't know how y'all talk and do y'all makeup, because I forgot where I was at even in my story. I'm trying to chit chat with y'all, but I can't even keep up. So this year also unlocked something in me dating wise. Old versions of myself, I have wanted a relationship so bad, which I do still want a relationship. I don't think I want it as badly as I did a few years ago. Of course, I want someone to share my life with. I want to start a family. I want to do all of that, but with my past experiences, it's kind of really turned me off. And I do find myself more at peace when I'm not entertaining or dating anyone, because I usually obsess over the person that I'm dating at the time. So I'm really not as focused as I should be on the things that I need to be focused on. So I just feel like it's a distraction. And I also feel like if a man is not coming into my life to make my life better and is distracting me, then he doesn't need to be in my life. I've come across some really great guys, and after talking to them and really trying to understand what I want, I really sit here and question, like, are you sure you want a relationship? Because it just seems like it'll just throw me off too much. When you are dating someone, you have to consider them, and you have to, like, it's not something that you can half-ass, or it's not something that I think you should be half-ass. And I think you should take dating serious, because you're messing with people's emotions and feelings and all that stuff. And I've gotten my feelings hurt way too many times to sit here and try to hurt somebody else's feelings. Like, I don't like it. I don't think it's cool, and I don't want nobody hurting my feelings. So I usually just try to avoid them by not dating them. Also, I feel like with where I am in my life, I don't want to be a burden to anyone. And I genuinely feel like a real man wouldn't say that you're a burden to them if you need their help and their guidance in certain things. But I just don't even want that hanging over my head. Like, I want to make sure I'm straight. before getting into a situation where I have to rely on my partner for things. I don't want my person to be responsible for my happiness. I want them to contribute to my happiness. I'm not satisfied with where I am. I don't want to get into a relationship with somebody and hopes of them making my life better. I am responsible for me. I am responsible for my life. Anything that they are doing should be added and extra. It shouldn't be the main source of my happiness, or it shouldn't be the main source of my finances, or it shouldn't be the main source of whatever. Like, it should only be adding to it. I don't know. I've just always been like that. My mom has always held it down. She has always made it do what it do. Even though she has a husband, she had a man growing up, like, my mom always made sure that I was straight. But I have amazing women in my life who showed me not to depend on a man, who showed me to have it together for yourself, and what a man is doing is extra. And if this man is coming into your life and he's not doing enough, get him out of here. So I'm okay with being in this single season. I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning more about what I genuinely want from a man or out of a man. And I just feel like if the signs are there early, you're gone. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. I've sat around too many situationships hoping that things would change, things would get better, and they never did. And I was the one left dealing with the decisions that I made to stick around and hope for something better. So now, if we are not aligned, then there's no reason for us to continue talking or dating or doing whatever. And also, I had been abstaining from sexual intercourse. And when a man finds that out, he's gone. So that's also helping me eliminate people who don't have genuine, true, and real intentions with me. Like, I'm cool on that. Like, I'm cool. I don't need that. Baby, look at this base. This base is flawless. Like, my makeup hasn't looked this good and I don't know when or ever, but I am loving it. Like, it looks like my skin. It looks so clean. Now, I don't know if I'm going for the full glam look that I claim I wanted. All right, next I'm about to go in with the lighter shade. All I'm gonna say is my discernment has gotten a lot better. I can easily see when somebody is trying to talk to me for the wrong reasons. I understand why men make these comments about date younger because older women, they're too stuck in their ways, they're this, they're that. No. You are trying to run game on me and you know I'm not playing that. You know I'm not about to allow that. So younger me, yeah, of course I was naive and dumb and hoping things would get better. I have gotten experience in this area. So yeah, your patterns are very recognizable. We call them red flags around here. So if I see a red flag, you're out of here. You're done. Going into 2026, I really want to stop writing down my goals. I know they say write it down, make it plain. What they say? I know they say that, but I want to actually start living them instead of just writing them down. I feel like over the years, I still have some of the same goals I've written down and I haven't executed. And I know that everything is not gonna happen overnight, but I would rather just keep working towards them than to constantly keep writing them down. I definitely feel like I've started implementing some great habits into my routines, and I just really want to stick with that and make it more consistent going into the new year. I know we always say new year, new me. Oh, next year I'm gonna do this, but it's not new year, new me. It's me building on the things that I've already established. As far as like my morning routines, waking up, not touching my phone within the first hour, going to the gym, being intentional about the foods that I'm putting into my body. I feel like this year I have really lost my mind with eating certain food, but I quickly had to will myself back in and remind myself why I started eating the way I did in the first place. I am an anti-inflammatory diet advocate. I do believe the foods that you put into your body is super, super important. Like, food is really medicine. So all this inflammation, this bloatness, our skin breaking out, like that starts from within. So I am so serious about really making, I'm gonna be truthful. I'm gonna be serious about making my diet 85 to 90% anti-inflammatory. I don't want to commit to 100% anti-inflammatory diet because that's honestly no way to live. I mean, it's a way to live, but when you're used to eating a certain way, it's just hard to completely let go of certain things. I'm being realistic with myself and giving myself the opportunity to have at least 85 to 90% anti-inflammatory foods, and the other 10 or 15 can be for those days when I'm craving a sweet, or if I'm craving a seafood boil or something that's not anti-inflammatory. I'm gonna be real with myself. I'm not gonna completely cut everything out, but majority of my diet is gonna be anti-inflammatory. Next, I am going to set my under eye and my face before going into my eyeshadow. I don't know if that's the proper steps, but that's what I'm going to do. When I was at Walmart, I also picked up this Maybelline Fit Me press powder. They say the key to not having a cakey or creased under eye is to do press powder, then to do your setting powder. Or is it the other way around? So I'm using it with the powder puff. Powder puff, and then press the access on the back of your hand, and then just press into that under eye. I just feel like, look at the madness. The madness. With the other eye. And then I also need to set my bronzer and my blush. But I like to set my eyes right away because I don't know where these creases came from, honey, but they can go back where they came from because I don't want them. I also got 330, which is for around my face, which is that color that matches with my Maybelline foundation. So it's perfect. We're blending that in. Looking good. So I've been using this Benefits bronzer in caramel, and I feel like it's the perfect shade. And I'm just gonna hit up that area where I put that bronzer at to add some color back to my face. Since I put those powders and concealer, don't forget the jawline. My nose here, just to carve it out a bit. I never really do this, so I really don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like sometimes it comes out great. If I feel like I have harsh lines, I go in with a brush and just blend it out. I like to do my blush last, so now it's time to dive into these eyelids. That I'm a little nervous about. I have these eyeshadow palettes that I bought that I never use, so I'm gonna probably use like a nice brown or something from here. I don't really even know what to do with eyeshadow. Like, that's why I feel like makeup artists are artists, because they know what colors blend right and all those things. I don't know any of that. I just be picking colors and just throwing it on my eye. I got these little cheap brushes from Five Below as well. As a beginner, you don't need to be investing into expensive brushes and eyeshadow palettes until you figure out what's really going on. So this has a shadow, a crease, a smudge, eye detail, and angle liner. I don't know what any of this means. So shadow, is that the main or? Okay, this say crease. I know the crease is here. This is the crease, right? Right. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the crease with something. But since we're doing white as the main eye base, should I start with that? I'm gonna start with that. I don't know if that's right. Or should I do the crease first? No, we're gonna start with the white first. I don't know. Let's see how pigmented this is. This says smudge. That's pretty light. I don't think it's that pigmented. Here goes nothing. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, I like it already. It's so pretty. Now, I can't talk and do eyeshadow. I really have to focus. So let's put the story time on hold. Let's blend out this. Maybe I should go here with like a brown or like a tan. Let's see. Should I go on with this brown or is that too dark? I'm gonna go with this brown. Let's see. Oh, is that right? That's dark, child. I really don't know if that looks right or not. I don't know what to do. I mean, it looks cute, but what do I do? Let's do a lighter color in the crease, like rosy. Just lightly. I feel like that's doing some. That don't look too bad. Should I do a black or a brown liner? I feel like brown would make it more subtle. Black would give it like cunty look, but I don't think I want to go black. We're going black eyeliner. Let me do the same thing to the other side and then we'll start adding the other stuff. I did the brown on this eye. I feel like I should do it on this eye just so one doesn't look different than the other, but I'm just gonna do a light brown and then go in with the rosy color that I did after that. In the crease, that's what y'all call this, the crease. I want the corner of the eyes to be icy, so I'm gonna add a little detail to the corner since I have like this nice almond shaped cat eye. I don't know if I look like a clown or if I look like something good. I don't do eyeshadow because it's just too much color theory and all that. I don't know. I feel like this looks good though. Not gonna lie. Doing makeup in white is so risky. I feel like it's coming together. What y'all think? Do this little shimmer stick. What's that giving? I feel like this is not as pigmented as I thought it would be. I mean, that's how it's coming off, but it's not doing that on my eye. Let's blend that a little bit. I feel like I just got a bunch of white on my eyes. I feel like the finished product will be cute. Cute? Look cute to me. Let's do our waterline. I've had this white pencil for a while. I got it from the hair store. It's just a white eyeliner. So I'm about to put that on my waterline. I feel like it's not showing up enough. Let's do it with this. Y'all, I don't know why when I'm doing my eyeliner, I like, what does that do? We're going to do black eyeliner to make this look a little sharp. level eyeliner, and I'm going to put on some lashes after. This is my first time doing eyeliner with one hand. I usually have one of my hands holding down my eye. That's a long, that's a long wing. Clean it up, stretch it out. Do what you gotta do, boo. Just gonna clean this right up. I got these lashes from the TikTok shop and I'm so excited to try them. I'm a lash cluster girly down. It gives the same look as lash extensions. You can literally put your lashes on in 2 minutes, 5 max. I have the short, so it's gonna have 8 to 14, which is perfect for me because I have been in my long lash era before and I don't ever wanna go back. This is my first time putting these on, but I know how to do lash clusters and I think 5 should be enough. I lift and push, lift and push. Don't put it too close to your eyes because it will burn. I always start in my inner corner. Look up, stick and press. Look up, stick and press. Move along. Look up, stick and press. Move along. Look up, stick and press. And then we have our 14. Look up, stick and press. And boom, we have lashes. You see how fast that was? I like to push mine up to make sure it's not irritating my eyes. All right, moving to my next eye. Same steps. Lift and stick, and we have our lashes. See how fast that was? And look how it just elevated the look, like tea. And if you're feeling fancy, get your fan and dry them off. About to set my under eye, so I'm gonna dust off any extra or brush out any creases that could have came while I was doing all of this. I'm gonna set my under eye with One Size Pink powder. I love this because I feel like it makes the blush pop too. So I'm gonna apply it with the powder puff and tap it on the back so we can get the excess. Press it in. It gives such a flawless under eye. Next, I like to go over my face with my finishing powder. I have been using this finishing powder for years. It's so affordable and it's the soft focus finishing powder and it literally blends everything in and make everything look so seamless. This will always be in my drawer. Oh, I look so pretty. After I do that, it's blush time. I got this little blush palette from the hair store. It gives me all the blush colors that I like. So sometimes I mix them. I think I am gonna mix it today. I wanna go a little deep with the blush. So I'm just mixing those. And then boom. Just keep adding it till I feel like it's perfect. Now it's time to set with the Milani. Let that dry, let that dry. My mom bought me this fan back from her Jamaica trip. Pull it out any chance I get. I'm about to do my last step, which is my bottle mascara. Oh, I said that was the last step. That's why I have to do my lips. The lips are gonna be real simple. I'm gonna use this brown lip pencil from the hair store. It's the LA Girl pencil, and it's in brown. I'm just gonna line my lips, do a little nude, do a little gloss, and I'm done. I'm gonna go in with NYX. Is it NYX or NYX? I don't know. But I'm gonna go with the butterscotch. I don't know how much of this is left. Okay, we got a little sun, we got a little sun. This is one of my favorite shades. We'll top it off with this Juvia's True Nude. Do a little dabble. We're done. How pretty. I think I did pretty decent with the eyeshadow. I'm not an eyeshadow connoisseur, but I think I did pretty decent. It's not giving the look that I was going for. I think just based off of the cheap products that I use, I think it'll get the job done. I'm okay, I'm satisfied with this. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in to my Vlogmas thus far. I am a little behind on some of my videos, but that's okay. I will still make sure I get 12 Vlogmas videos out. The other videos might be coming out after Christmas. I'm gonna get all the 12 videos out before January, of course. So I go back home in a couple days. I'm gonna take you along the journey with me there. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. This channel is gonna be where I showcase all the things I love, which is myself. So it's gonna be all things Timberland. It's gonna be fashion content. It's gonna be conversations for self-growth. It's gonna be my real estate content. I'm gonna be doing everything on this channel. That's why it's called Timberland TV. I wanna be on your TV. So yeah, so thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.